There are many reasons why you should take a walk today, but for some of you, you may think going on a walk is boring. So I'm gonna share with you 10 unexpected reasons why you should take, a little walk today. We're starting right away with number one, treating walking as an adventure. I cannot count how many times I went on a walk and I discovered something new. Sometimes to me, going on a walk feels like going on my little adventure, going on a little quest. It feels like I'm going to explore somewhere unknown. For example, sometimes I find that the best way to explore the surroundings of a new place is to go on a short walk. First, I won't get tired. Second, is a sort of exercise, whether you believe it or not, and you can count it as so. And I come back from the walks feeling so refreshed. And I feel like this inspires me on adventures, inspire me to think of life as a game, per se, where these little walks are kind of my side quests that I can go on a daily basis or sometimes on a weekly basis. It really depends. Reason number two, balance. As a circus artist, I needed to balance many things in my life, not only as a performer, but also balance many other aspects of my life as well. But in a more physical way, walking helps you improve your coordination, improves your balance, because as you walk, you are strengthening your joints, you are strengthening the parts of your body that make you feel balanced. So sometimes if you want to throw a little challenge here and there are many things that you can do to improve your balance as a little adventure side quest. So you can maybe try to walk 30 seconds with your eyes closed, which I'm doing now, and it's quite terrifying, and I'm scared I'm gonna bump into something. Whew, yeah, you can go on a sidewalk and try to walk alongside it and see how much you can balance on it. Places that you can jump from one place to the other, possibilities are endless, but this is something that you don't usually get if you just stay at home. Reason number three, and I believe this is my favorite, which is solitude. Well, we all live very busy lives. I know I do. My family, my friends. And it's not often that you get time to be with yourself, to be alone with your thoughts, to be thinking about the day, thinking about your life, or just to be alone. It's great to be busy, it's great to be surrounded by loved ones, but it's so important to be alone with your own thoughts as well. Walking gives me that privilege to be with myself and to be with my thoughts. It's not that I hate people. As an extrovert, I can say with a lot of confidence that I love people and I love being surrounded by people, but I also love being alone with my thoughts. It's the time that I get most creative, it's the time that I get to be myself, and it's the time that I just go around and I don't have anyone's agenda on my life. It's me and just me. If you find that it's hard to get yourself some alone time, go for a walk. Walks can be very good for your soul, can be very good for your mind. As human beings, as a species, we evolved walking. We walked, we roamed from place to place. You will be surprised by how many good things can happen by you just being alone, going for a walk. Solitude is a gift, especially in the early morning when there's almost no one outside and all you hear is the sound of nature and you don't hear any cars, you almost see no people. It's beautiful. Reason number four, creative detours. Now, a lot of us, as I said before, we are busy and sometimes we get stressed, we don't know how to deal with some things, we don't know how to manage. Our creativity is gone. We can't create anything else. Ran out of the creative juice. I find that walks are one of the times that I get to be most creative. Not in the sense that I'm walking and creating things. As a creative, you're always working on something, you're always trying to create something, you're always trying to do something new. That can get old, that can be repetitive. When you go for a walk and you put the problem aside and you put the thing that you're stressed about aside, you get to see things in a new perspective. As you're walking, you're looking through the things, you're looking at the horizon, and all of a sudden, boom, a blip of an idea comes to your head, and then you're like, wow, I didn't think about the solution in this way. So maybe if I do this or that will work. And then I find that most of the problems, whether I had a discussion in a relationship or with a family member or a friend, whether I am trying to find a solution for a client, whatever it is, I find that going for a walk helps me to be creative and more of a problem solver, really, because I feel like sometimes we can avoid looking the problem in the eye. And by going for a walk, I actually am avoiding, I'm not gonna lie, but find a way to solve it. And I find a way to have that difficult conversation or find a way to be more creative where all of those thoughts, they come up into one place. And overall, it just makes me feel super duper happy. Reason number 5 is social interactions. I said before that sometimes it is good to go on a walk alone. And don't get me wrong, it is really important. But I attribute best conversations I've ever had in my life, whether it's with my family, my partner, or with my friends, to be on a walk. Sometimes you just don't feel like going alone. So what you can do, you can find yourself a buddy. You can be brother, sister, your partner, a friend, and you will see that a lot of the bonding comes out of being on this walk together. Even if one of you just wants to stand there and really just go on a walk in silent, but being together there is really important. All sorts of different conversations appeared that wouldn't have appeared otherwise. Try going on a walk with a friend. Try inviting someone to go on a walk. If you are single, try inviting a person to go on a walk date. You'll be surprised of how good that will be for you. Reason number 6, travel training. Now, I am a person who loves to travel, and I had the privilege to travel a lot. I've been a circus performer for over 16 years, and throughout these years, I was able to visit many parts of this beautiful thing we call planet Earth. So here's the thing, if you go on walks constantly, you are always going to be ready to do walks when you are traveling. I cannot emphasize this enough. All of the best times that I had outside of Brazil, which is my country, was when I was on a walk. So let's take this experience for instance. When I was my first time in Rome, Italy, I was there for not a long time, but I knew that I wanted to get to know the city in my own little way. So what did I do? I took the train. I stopped in the most central place that I could have, and then I decided to just pick a direction. That day alone, I walked over 30,000 steps. I know, I was exhausted after that. But here's the thing, when I was in Rome and I decided to go on that walk, I went on the most touristic spots on the city, Pantheon, the Colosseum, and at one time I was even lost. And then when I look to the side, I see this massive thing, this massive church. And then when I go look further into, figured out what it was and why there were so many people over there, I found out that it was the Vatican. Yeah, I walked so much, I got lost so much that I ended up in the Vatican. It's also an adventure to get lost in a city. Of course, you gotta be careful where you walk, but I wouldn't be able to handle these kinds of adventures if I didn't go on a walk constantly. I feel like walking is you preparing, how athletes prepare for the Olympics. I feel like the traveling is my Olympics because I always want to be traveling. I always want to go explore the unknown. I always want to go see what's out there. Because of that, I like to think as walking as my training. And since I'm walking always, I'm always prepared to go on a long hike. I've also been on hikes that took 10 hours of just walking with equipment on my back. I was well prepared. My cardio was intact because I constantly go on walks. So think as traveling as the Olympics and think as walking as your training. Number 7, endurance. We'll backpack a little bit from the previous point. When you walk, you are able to endure things for longer. Now, I found out recently, walk helps me to endure more tough situations in life as well. It can be something that is just for myself, but sometimes I realized that once I did that walk that was like 35,000 steps, 40,000 steps, and I did that well. This little thing here that I'm trying to face, this challenge that is up here in front of me, is not gonna be what's gonna determine my success. Endurance doesn't always mean physical endurance, although walking will give you tons of that. It helps me to be more disciplined. It helps me in so many other aspects of life. Number 8, digital detox. You're seeing that I'm recording this from my phone. I am not detoxing at the moment. I am a social media creator. I work for companies doing social media, and as a gamer myself, I tend to be on the screen. I tend to be on the screen of my phone, of my laptop. It doesn't matter. I'm always next to a screen. So I find that whenever I'm on a walk, even if I'm wearing my headphones and listening to a podcast or anything, I feel like it's my way of detoxing from those notifications that me as an ADHD man find it very hard to be away from. So whenever I go for a walk, I try sometimes to not bring my phone, or I try to be the least amount of distracted I can be whenever I have my phone around me. But other times as well, I do not even bring my phone. If I'm going on an early walk, let's say 5:30, 6 in the morning, and there's literally almost no one outside, I find that those times when I don't bring my headphones and I don't bring my phone, and the only provider of screen I have is my watch, I feel a lot more connected to my surroundings, and I find it a lot easier to detox. So if you do a 30-minute walk every day, or at least 3 times a week, you will see that it's a lot easier than you thought to be detached from devices. Take a little bit more mindful step on detoxing. Number 9, a journey through time. All the time that I go on a walk and I see a lot of families walking around, I see a lot of children playing in the parks, it makes me take a little step back and have a little journey through time of the time when I was a child, when I used to go on walks and adventures with my family. We used to go walks and adventures as a kid, as a teenager. It's really amazing the memories that going on these walks can bring you. I remember as a child, I loved adventures. I loved going on walks because I didn't know much. I didn't know many places. And so I was always ready, like a little puppy, to go on a walk. When I'm out and about like this, it feels like I can connect with my inner child. I can connect myself better with that sense of adventure, with that sense of trying to discover the unknown, of always being excited for something new to happen. Even though the walk can be very repetitive at times, sometimes if you take a little detour, it just reminds you of that inner child spirit that you have inside you. At least it happens with myself. And number 10, the last but not less important, is connection. And connection with nature and feeling like you belong. So when I go on a walk, I try to find places that are more naturey looking, places surrounded with trees, places surrounded with nature. And I find that whenever I walk in nature, whenever I go for a walk in the woods, I feel like I belong to this world. Sometimes we get lost in thought in our work and daily activities, and sometimes we have this feeling like, do we belong here? Do I belong here? Was I made to be part of this world? And those feelings can be quite overwhelming. And sometimes when I go for a walk, most of the times, especially when I'm surrounded by nature, just like I am now, I feel like, wow, nature is beautiful. Listen to the sound of the birds, listen to the sound of people laughing around you, listen to, observe people running and doing all these kinds of things, and surround yourself with nature. And breathing is like pure air that is given to you by the trees. And and you start to think how every little being in this planet has a reason to be here, how every little thing in this planet was planted here for a reason. Whether you believe in God or in the universe or Mother Earth, whatever you believe in, you will, once you start walking in nature, you will have this feeling, this sense that you actually do belong here, that you actually are part of this world, that you actually matter. Sometimes, yes, it's nice to take a step back and zoom out and see, and not give too much importance to the things that happen to us in our daily lives. But sometimes we also feel overwhelmed and we feel like we don't belong. And for these times, just go outside in nature and breathe a different air, and you will see how much more connected to this world you'll feel. Right, by now you must be sick and tired of hearing me giving you reasons why you should go for a walk. The thing is, I will always be an advocate for going on a walk. That's not the main point. I just feel like it's nice to treat the world as a game sometimes, as an adventure where you go on quests and you have to defeat that boss. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're a boss that you're trying to defeat. It's just that sometimes little challenges can be faced in a gamified way, and walking brings a lot of that into me. And I believe that walking is not only a very good physical exercise that is not very straining in your body, but it's very important to make you feel connected, to help your creativity, and to help you endure tough times in your life. So yeah, go on a walk today. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you'll see how much that can change your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Embrace the unknown, embrace the adventure. I'll see you on the next video. Much love. Bye.